The European Union is concerned over the demolition of Palestinian homes in the West Bank and East Jerusalem al-Quds. The Union has said in a statement that the destruction of 22 buildings has displaced about 30 people, including children. On Friday, EU missions said that some of the demolished structures had been funded by EU member states. According to the statement, since 2008, more than 2,400 Palestinian homes have been destroyed, and as a result, 4,400 people displaced. In May 2012, foreign ministers of the European Union called on Israel to halt the forced transfer of population and the demolition of Palestinian homes. France has also condemned the destruction of a French-funded Palestinian camp. Joining us now via Skype from Berkeley is Paul Larudi with the Free Palestine Movement. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Larudi. Now, there is obviously a recognition on the part of the international community that Israel is demolishing homes of Palestinians to build illegal settlements in the West Bank and other occupied territories. Why don't you think that this recognition has translated into action on the ground?
Well, the European Union has played a role of making Israel's occupation more palatable and easier, and easing the suffering. This is about all they've done, and they for decades now they've been funding the building of structures for the Palestinians, and subsidizing NGOs for the Palestinians, and all of this sort of thing. But they've never taken any serious attempt. They've never made any serious attempt to stop the origin of the problem, which is Israeli policy and Israeli destruction. So it's what Israel can get away with. Israel can get away with destroying Palestinian homes and confiscating Palestinian land, because the Europeans and the Americans and the rest of the world are not willing to do anything about it.
Right, but Mr. Larudi, as Israel continues to expand these settlements, this problem becomes greater by the day. Do you think this will eventually come to a point where there will be no solution?
I think to a large extent, there already is no solution, except that, well, I mean, there are really drastic solutions that can and should be done, which is to get rid of a racist Jewish state. And if there is a will to back that up, then the settlements will disappear, the confiscations will be reversed, and Palestinian exiles will be able to return to their homes. But it's the opposite that's happening. There are more exiles than ever, and the land and the property and is being confiscated, and the homes are being destroyed, and there isn't enough will within the world community, including everyone, in order to stop that from happening.
And it's not just that, but also when we look at the situation on the ground, there have been numerous instances of settler violence against Palestinians. Just today, we had earlier reported on how settlers torched cars at a village in Palestine, and then in the West Bank, that is, and then pelted the villagers with stones. And yet, when those Palestinians came out to protest, they were faced with tear gas and rubber bullets.
Exactly. Well, we can't expect justice from the law enforcement agencies that are part of the oppressor. I mean, what's happening here is basically what you learn in kindergarten when you first go to school. If there is a school bully, then the bully will take money away from the other children, force the other children to do jobs for him, until someone steps in, a teacher or a parent or the children themselves rise up against the bully and reverse this process. Well, nobody is reversing the process of Israel as a bully against the Palestinians and against its neighbors, and indeed against the entire world, because they are doing this with probably a majority of the countries in the world.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. That was Paula Rudy with a Free Palestine Movement joining us via Skype from Berkeley. Many thanks indeed, sir, for your comments here on Press TV.